Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 German tech tree medium, the Leopard 1, and I'll be comparing it to the Polish Tier 10 tech tree medium, the CS-63. Both of these vehicles have their own strengths and weaknesses. The Leopard 1 features more damage per minute, but at the downside, a little bit worse armor, specifically in the turret. The CS actually has somewhat troll turret armor, especially against APCR rounds, which can be nice. The downside of the CS is that it has very bad penetration, especially on the premium rounds, and it does have less DPM, less accuracy, and mobility versus the Leopard. But today, we're going to be putting both of these tanks to the test. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these vehicles, which of the two you prefer better. What I always find interesting is that there's so many people saying the CS-63 is better than the Leopard, but I'm not really sure why. I mean, as I said, there are some distinct advantages that the CS has. It does feature slightly better turret armor, but I don't really find it to be enough of a advantage to really be like, whoa, the CS is such an amazing tank and the Leopard isn't. So we're going to start by moving over here, and we're going to see if anybody tries crossing to the medium flank, and interestingly enough, it doesn't look like that's the case so far. We're going to move over here, and yes, it does appear like the entire enemy team has gone A. I will agree with that Leopard. Oh, well, apart from the 57 Heavy. Jose Daniel SC. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep chilling here for now. The nice thing, as I said, is that you get unspotted pretty fast in this tank, so we can immediately see that the 57 Heavy is probably going to start trying to leave, would be my guess. We'll find out, though. I'm going to head over here, and yep, there goes the 57 Heavy. All right, he gets shot once, and oh boy, I don't like that at all. No thank you, no thank you. I don't want to be clipped for, you know, the vast majority of my health by a 57 Heavy. So I'm just going to chill, and we'll wait, see what the 57's big brain plan is. There you go, he shoots at the 60 once. I'm going to get another shell into the 57 Heavy, and that's not bad, 750 damage, I'll take it. Now, I do have to be careful, but if I wait just a second longer, we should be unspotted now. We have the Caro. See, 60 TP is trying to poke as well. Well, there was the Caro. I don't know where they went. Oh, they went around. Okay. Well, I'm not worried about the Caro or the K91 or any of those vehicles. I'm worried about the tank destroyers. There's the grill. And I'm going to keep going wide. We're going to get behind them like that. And there you go. Nice 390 damage shell into the rear of the Caro once. And reload. Boom, there you go. 460 damage shell into the Caro there. And that already puts us up to 1600 damage. It's not bad at all. 60 TP needs to give me some room, though. Like, dude, I get it. You know, you wanna do your job and whatever, but, like, you need to give your teammate some room when he's trying to work. Either way, nice shot into the enemy. And we reload again. We've got the K91 over here. Nice shot into you. We back up. That Caro shoots me. I don't really care too much if the Caro shoots me. We're already over 3,000 damage at this point, which is pretty nasty. We're going to reload again. Do another 350. Reload again. See if I can get a shell into the K91. There you go. Nice 308. And, I mean, this game alone, we were really able to take advantage of the DPM this thing has. We did 4,073 damage, and this was a very short battle. The game was less than 3 minutes, and from start to finish, from my first shot fired, this was more like a 2-minute battle. It was a steamroll, the enemy team went A, and obviously, when a team goes A, you're probably going to lose, especially when my team was smart enough not to. So, I really can't get all too mad about this game. The Leopard did its job, its mobility, and everything worked well. We were able to get a really solid result. But now that brings us over to the CS-63. Now, in terms of capabilities, the CS-63 features less DPM. A lot less. It has 3,320 versus the 3,600 DPM that the Leopard has. So that's 300 less. Now, to make up for that, it does get tungsten, so there is an advantage. But obviously, I always want to clarify, while tungsten is an advantage, you're sacrificing a repair kit. That's one thing that a lot of people always forget is, sure, running tungsten does give you more damage output, but if you get tracked or you get a module destroyed that you can't fix, you now have less damage output. I can't tell you how many times I've watched comp games where players running double consumables and not double a repair kit will get permanently tracked or screwed over, ammo racked because they can't fix their modules. So sitting there and saying like, oh, tungsten is a flat advantage isn't necessarily true. It is an advantage in some regards, it's a disadvantage in others. When it comes to the overall mobility, I'd say that this tank is slightly less mobile than the Leopard. It still has a great power to weight, but the Leopard 1 is better on its overall effective power to weight ratio. In terms of the gun, it is less accurate in terms of dispersion, in terms of overall on-move dispersion. In terms of alpha damage, you're sitting at 340 versus the Leopard's 370. And in terms of penetration, you only have 305 APCR, which is it's pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. So there are some big disadvantages, but you do feature good gun depression at 8 degrees, and as I said, you do actually feature some troll turret armor. When using that gun depression, the upper part of the turret becomes a bounce, especially against standard rounds due to the shell normalization and the APCR auto ricochets. So you can actually get away with some bounces when using gun depression, but here we are. Let's see what we can do in the CS. Both of the vehicles feature adaptive concealment, I should mention, so that is one nice thing, and we are going to put on cooldown boosters because obviously you want to try and get your repair kit and your consumables back as fast as possible. So up against us, we have an M48 Patton and a TVP. Pretty dangerous tanks. My ping's been kind of mid today. I don't know why. There's a storm outside, so that could be partly the reason. We have a lot of our heavies going up the medium hill, which I'm not really sure why, but I'm going to still head over to the base B crossing because we don't know where the enemy team is going, and it's good to have an idea. So there you go. We've spotted the Chieftain. Are we going to spot the E100 in the crossing? Well, there's the enemy M48. We're just going to keep chilling here. There you go. E100 is detected. Nice 314 damage. I'm going to put on my adrenaline, and dang, shell does not penetrate. However, the E100 is getting completely lit up. You'll notice, though, I can't pen the E100. I got really lucky that that shell hit the roof, but apart from luck, I really cannot pen that E100 unless I have his track wheel exposed. So that is a big disadvantage for this vehicle. Not having the ability to cut through, you know, a super heavy like that frontally. It is a disadvantage for this tank. The Leopard would have gone right through that armor, so definitely something to keep in mind. Our 4005 got absolutely demolished, bruh. It's his fault. Probably shouldn't have been poking when you didn't need to, but either way. We've assisted 1500, which is quite nice. We have the Hori over here, and we're going to get behind the Hori and see if we can support our Type 71. Let's put on Tungsten. There you go. There's 389. And we're going to reload again. 3, 2, 1. Boom. There you go. Hori shoots, which means we can reload. We can aim it on the Hori's lower plate. 3, 2, 1. Nice. We got 389 due to our tungsten and their reactive wearing off. And that puts us up to 2,000 damage already. Okay, well, at this point, we have... Oh, we have the enemy chieftain. Oh, okay, my shell is going to completely bounce the full side of that chieftain. That makes literally 0 sense, but we do get the penning shell, and wow, he reloads that fast. That's crazy, dude. That the chieftain reloads that quick. That's just stupid. Alright, well, let's see. Is the chieftain gonna poke? We have the Patton. Can't really hit him. I just can't believe the chieftain literally out-reloaded me. Obviously, he had adrenaline on, but I still feel like that isn't an excuse for how fast that thing was able to reload. Well, there's the chieftain. Looks like he's gonna try and make his way wide. I'm gonna ping over here for the type, and hopefully... No, he's not gonna do anything. He's gonna be oblivious. Okay, well... We have the chieftain over here. And, oh, we have a TVP over here. Well, get one shell into the TVP. Chieftain is getting bled quite a bit, so that's obviously pretty good. And as much as I want to hit that TVP, I don't want to be hit in return. Let's put on my tungsten. There you go, nice 397. Oh, I saw something else break over there, so I got to be really careful. There's the Patton. Not able to hit that Patton at all, and yeah, my accuracy didn't really do me any favors. It's not going great for us. Gonna try and hit the roof. My accuracy again not allowing me to hit that Patton. We're gonna put on my adrenaline, and I'm gonna go for the track wheel. There you go. That spins out the Patton, which is quite good. We're gonna reload again, and boom, there you go. Another 340, bringing that Patton down to a one-shot. So that is obviously quite nice. The problem is they still have the TVP, and I have a feeling... Well, actually, you know what? The TVP, while they are a threat, they're not looking at me right now. Let's get a clearing shell into the enemy M48. And unfortunately, I still don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Our team at this point is quite bad. Ah! and the unspotted 60 TP in mid nukes me. Unfortunate. But to be totally honest, I really don't know if it would have made much of a difference. Unfortunately, their team has base A captured, and my team isn't doing a whole lot. While the IS-4 is capturing this base, it's not going to make a difference. We already had base C captured, and they were going to win on base cap. We did fine. We did 4,062 damage, and we assisted 1,800. But if I'm going to be honest, there were a couple shots that I really don't think the Leopard would have missed. We had that shot on the roof of the Patton, which missed. We had that shell on the side of the Patton turret, which missed. We had that shell bounce the side of the Chieftain Mark 6. I'm not even sure how it did, but it did. I don't hate the CS. I think it is a really good vehicle. And both tanks we did around 4,000 damage in. We did assist more in this vehicle, but you can definitely see and feel how the gun on this tank is worse. The shell velocity is substantially worse, the penetration's worse, and the accuracy is worse. And when I'm driving the vehicle, you feel it. You can see the shell struggle to go where I'm aiming sometimes. And it's not like the gun's inaccurate. It's just compared to the Leopard, it is quite a bit less. If we look at the CS, it's sitting at 0.265 dispersion, and the Leopard 1 is sitting at 0.23. That is a substantial increase in base dispersion. So, personally, I'm always going with the Leopard 1. The armor on the CS is better, but it really doesn't matter most of the time because people are just going to butter right through you anyway. And we saw in that last game, yeah, unfortunately we got nuked. So, oh well, I probably shouldn't have made that play in the end of the game, but I was just hoping to bleed out that TVP. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you guys think, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.